Well, hey everyone, welcome to Restaurant at Home. And I wanted to highlight for you what I cooked for Mother's Day for my wife. And we started off here. You can see some of the coffee products from Valentus that I have. But I started off with two thick, juicy ribeye steaks, as you can see here. And I'm starting off with the preparation process for these bad boys. I'm going to put them on a plate and I'm going to hit them with some seasoning. First off, we're going to do the salt. Generous amount of salt. I didn't really do any measurements or anything, but I wanted to make sure that it was seasoned properly. So the salt to the pepper to the thyme leaves, and since you want to make sure you get both sides, go ahead and flip them over, and we do the same exact thing to the other side. Now that we've got our steak seasoned and resting off to the side, it is the perfect time to start on the second part of this dish, which is the red potatoes. And I love using red potatoes because they taste really well. You can kind of prepare them however you want. They go with just about everything, and you can kind of give them whatever flavor profile that you want. And another side dish that I added for this meal would be some regular asparagus. I don't show in the video, but I'm just going to cut them almost in half, get rid of the lower half of them. Here's where I'm preparing some garlic that I'm going to dice up and mix with our onions. Now that I've given my potatoes proper amount of time to dry after washing them, after I get rid of that ugly looking one, it's time to go ahead and get them ready. Season them up with a little bit of vegetable oil. This is just for the air fryer. Vegetable oil, some sea salt from the sea salt grinder, some black peppercorn ground up, and I'm going to shake this up really well to try and get it mixed up properly. Now, after I've gotten them seasoned up properly, I like to hit the potatoes with a little bit of paprika, shake them up, get a little fine herbs going on with them. I think that'll go really well with this meat. And let me tell you guys, if you don't have an air fryer, what are you waiting on? Now that I've gotten my potatoes going, nothing matches this sound. That was me in my clumsy cinematic way of trying to capture the initial sizzle of the steaks going into the cast iron skillet. Now here are the onions that I've got that I'm going to mix with the garlic, and I'm just cutting them up into simple rings. I find that they caramelize a lot better and they go better smothered on top of the steak. Now the potatoes have gone about halfway. I've got them at 400 degrees going for 20 minutes. And I'm checking on them just to make sure that they're going pretty good. In this saute pan, I've just got some butter that I am melting. I'm going to put my onion circles in there, and I'm going to season them up with some Lowry seasoning salt, and I'm just going to let them kind of cook down, caramelize up, get nice and pretty. The beautiful thing about cooking with cast iron is that you can be a little bit rougher with the food while it's in there. And I just want to cut the steak open just to see, kind of gauge how done it is. And it's about time to take it off the heat because the cast iron is going to keep on cooking it. Now, after adding a little bit of Worcestershire sauce, throw in the garlic to go ahead and cook and saute up with those beautiful onions. Now it's time to plate everything up. I've got these steaks, which, by the way, have very little pink in them by now because that cast iron just stays hot. Go ahead and top them off with the onion and garlic mix. Now I'm adding the potatoes to the plate, and it's about time to add the asparagus spears, asparagus tips. I don't know. Which one are they? Now it's time for a little magic. This is a very fine wine that I received with my wine shipment for this month. And I mean, just look at that beautiful, beautiful color on this wine. I just can't even begin to describe the flavors that came with this beauty. Well, there you guys have it. That was our Mother's Day meal. Ended up being two juicy, tender ribeye steaks with some potatoes and asparagus. And I ended up adding some shrimp in there. I don't think I got pictures of that, but at the last minute, I decided to take just a couple of shrimp, put them in a saute pan with some butter, and we ended up having steak and shrimp with the potatoes and asparagus. But the star of this particular meal was this 2014 Cabernet Sauvignon. As you can tell, this bottle is empty. It did not last. This was an amazing bottle of wine, and it went perfectly with those two steaks. So it's amazing just how much the taste of wine can complement what you're eating. So I would encourage everybody, if you haven't, experiment with some wines. A perfect way to do that is the wine club that I'm a part of, that this bottle happened to come in this particular month. I get wine shipped to me every month, and I get to have a little bit of fun experimenting with them. This month, well, what this is made, this was for the April shipment. We got this in, and I haven't tried this yet. This is a petite Syrah. This will probably also do well with some type of meat. I think I might do some lamb with this, maybe some lamb chops or just some sort of lamb product or some kind of meat. But this will go good with that. And then we also have a bubbly, the celebration drink, the Hudson. This also came this particular month, and I had another one that we drank already. If you want to see the unboxing of the wines that I got this month, should be a card that shows up somewhere around here. You can go check that video out. You can also follow me on Instagram at Corsi the Wine Lover, where I also go over my wine deliveries and the bottles that I get, and I like to share that with you guys. And if you also want to jump in and experience some fine Sonoma Valley and Napa Valley wines, check out links in the description, and it'll explain a little bit more about the wine club that I'm a part of. This particular bottle, this was exclusive to Morton Steakhouse. And it actually says it on the back of the bottle. It's a Morton Steakhouse exclusive. And I heard that this bottle was sold for $400 a bottle at Morton's. So Morton's discontinued it. So the wine club that I'm part of bought up the rest of the stock. So we get to enjoy this particular wine. Let me tell you, this was amazing. This was probably the best Cabernet Sauvignon I've had, like, in my life. Like, it was just amazing. Um, and I would love for everybody to be able to experience stuff like this also. So yeah, click the link in the description to find out more information about the club. I want to wish happy belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you had an enjoyable one, even though we're kind of quarantined. It seems to be lifting here. We weren't able to take our mothers out. So I hope everybody had a chance to kind of cook or do something special. So that's about it. Thank you guys very much, and I will see you in the next video.